here's your guest host.
Coming up next on Talk Today, we hear about the big volleyball qualifier tournament happening later this week right here in Cayman, and we'll open up the phone lines so you can let us know what's on your mind. Talk Today next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Talk Today is also brought to you by Mike's Builders. Call 923-0706. Mike Builders. They make it happen. Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Hope you're having a good day, enjoying your lunch hour, catching up on your errands, or maybe you're doing that Prince thing, busy doing nothing. It's chilling in the recliner of no ambition, right? Taking it easy. Well, this is a big week for volleyball in the Cayman Islands, and I guess an even bigger weekend. Cayman is hosting two major international youth volleyball tournaments this week. The Kosovo, I guess you would say, Kosovo Under-21 World Championship Beach Qualifier, and the NORCECA Under-23 Beach Volleyball Continental Tour. In the studio with me to tell us about these 4 days of international volleyball competition is Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation Technical Director, Dr. Trevor Theroulde. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
So this is big stuff you're having here. This is a big step.
Yes, we're hosting the Under-21 World Championship qualifiers, and now they have actually made it the Under-21 and Under-18 World Championship qualifiers. So if you finish in the top three per gender, you qualify for both the Under-21 and Under-18 continental qualifiers, which will be held in Dominican Republic from the 3rd of July to the 10th. So we're looking forward to an exciting weekend of volleyball. We have something like 15 countries rolling in for the next 4 days of competition, and it's going to be exciting.
Cayman has had some experience in the past of setting up these kind of tournaments. I mean, this is not something that is a first-time try, right?
No, we have had numerous senior NORCECA stops. We had one Under-23 a couple of years ago, just after COVID. So we are accustomed. It's a lot of work, I must say. It's and it takes a lot of financial input too. So thanks to all the sponsors who assisted us in so far in getting this event organized. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of work. It's months of putting things together. I just came back from the beach, putting the banners down on the courts and setting up the courts for competition, and then later on we still have training and stuff like that. So it's a lot of work, and but at the end of the day, it benefits the youth, and we are seeing the sort of exposure to Cayman Islands through an international event of this magnitude, and hopefully it continues to grow.
Has tourism been involved in this? I mean, beach volleyball is very popular in a lot of places. Any place you have a beach, you know volleyball is played there. Has this been kind of marketed in any way for tourism?
Yeah, so sports tourism is a very important part of the beach volleyball concept. So we have always worked closely with the Department of tourism, and the minister has been very generous in assisting volleyball for quite some time, even in the past tournaments. So tourism the department has been involved in exposing volleyball to the wider public. So yes, it's part of it. The idea is to really make these tournaments more of a tourism package for spectators, international spectators, and other enthusiasts of volleyball to partake in this event.
Overall, how many countries are taking place in this?
Well, in the first phase, we have the Kosovo event, and what Kosovo means is the Caribbean Zonal Association. So that comprises mostly of 14 countries within the Caribbean region. So from that, I think we have 7 countries taking part in that first phase. But it's 2 teams per gender, and each team is made up of 2 people. So we have 7 countries coming in for that particular event, and then for the next event, which is NORCECA, which is North Central American and Caribbean region, we have the big guys coming in for that too, like Mexico, USA, Canada, Dominican Republic. So we have some like 12 countries coming in for the second phase of the event. Again, it's almost like the future of international volleyball for our region, because for the last couple of years in Cayman Islands, when we hosted the under-23, a lot of those players gradually graduated to participate in the Olympic Games. We saw the Cuba boys taking part in the Olympic Games and stuff like that. So it's a stepping stone towards greater things, and we always see like the future talent emanating from these sort of tournaments. So we are excited about it.
So people attending this will see a very high level of play.
Yes. I recently came back from Dominican Republic for the senior stop, one of the senior tours, and we also had an under-23 tournament. And the level of play, most of the under-23 players also take part in the senior stops. That could just give you an idea how highly skilled these players are. Costa Rica boys won the under-23, and they are phenomenal. Again, USA is always produces some of the top teams, and Canada has already done very well, and their senior players made it to the Olympics, and those players actually played here in Cayman Islands a couple of years ago when they were now starting off and graduated to the Olympics, and they made it all the way to the gold medal match, the female players losing to Brazil. So we have hosted a lot of the talent in the North Central American and Caribbean region, and we are excited to see what the new generation of players are about to produce.
How do you go about getting the competition with the right level of players for Cayman to hone their skills? Well,
it's for me, when I came here about 3 years ago, it was almost like starting from ground zero. We were actually looking at more of a selection process where we were trying to get it's not only the right type of physical attributes, but the right mindset to really want to train out to the sand and the sun and all that stuff. Because if you're talking about beach volleyball, so what we did, we tried to entice volleyball players initially by introducing to the first phase of the game using the indoor program, and then gradually expose them to the beach. So you're looking for people who have this love for competing and against significant variables. You're talking about, again, the sun, the wind changes a lot. You're talking about 2 people on the court covering a large space, 8 by 8 playing area, and it's challenging. But I guess what it does too is creates a better all-round volleyball player, because there's no way you could hide when you have only 2 players on the court.
You can't blame it on.
Yeah. So we have been able to do some recruiting in the various school programs, looking at kids from John Gray, going down to the East End, and working with our primary school partners, high school partners, and looking to expose the kids to volleyball. So we started We have like the the private schools league that the public schools take part in, and from those leagues, we are able to identify the correct sort of talent to represent Cayman Islands. And it takes a long time. Like some of the boys who have represented Cayman Islands now, they never played volleyball before we started, and now they are playing international level volleyball. Recently, our boys and girls, they finished, they made it all the way to the quarterfinals, only after playing for 2.5 years. So although we have started the program only 2.5 years to 3 years ago, we have seen significant progress, and I guess it's based on our selection progress, looking to identify the correct mindset, the correct kids, the physical attributes to play at a high level.
We're going to have to pause right there because I have to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hungry? Need Subway any time of the day?
Yeah.
We've got you covered. Subway at Anderson Square, Centennial Towers, and Countryside Shopping Village is open 24/7, serving up fresh, delicious subs anytime you need them. And for your weekend cravings, West Shore Center is also open 24 hours on Friday nights and until 1 a.m. on Saturdays, because it's never too late for a great meal. Skip the line and order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app, or get your favorites delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Fresh, fast, and always here when you need us. Subway. Eat fresh.
Looking to transform your space? From custom homes to commercial spaces, we bring your vision to life with precision, quality, and elegance. At Mike's Builders, we make it happen.
Mike's Builders turned my dream home into a reality. Their team is professional, efficient, and truly the best in the business. Good communication? Check. Cleanliness? Check. Professionalism? On point. You have to try Mike's Builders for yourself.
Call us today at 923-0706. That's 923-0706. Mike's Builders. Let's build a beautiful world together.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today, and we're hearing about the big volleyball tournament that is starts tomorrow. And in the studio with me is Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation Technical Director, Dr. Trevor Theroulde. And we were talking about you were getting the Cayman side prepared for this kind of level of play. Do they get to travel and compete against teams overseas?
Yes. So let me deal with the first phase where we have been training 6 days a week. So again, we have players who are in school and those who are working, so we have to train from 4:15 to 6. And so it has been a very intense program going through all the technical and tactical work necessary to function effectively at a high level. And then what we are trying to do is expose our players to more international play. So we have recently sent them to Dominican Republic. We have traveled to Mexico recently. We made it to the Olympic qualifying final tournament. So we have 15 stops this year at the senior level that we need to take part in. One of the challenges we have, again, is getting the players the necessary time off from work to take part in these international tournaments. And these international tournaments are extremely important because it provides, one, the opportunity for the players to develop their skills and test it against the best players in the world. And it also gives us the necessary qualification points for Pan American Games, World Championship qualifiers, CAC Games, Commonwealth Games. So it's like a ripple effect. So our girls' senior team, they will be traveling to Mexico in September to take part in the final World Championship qualifiers for the senior event. So from this tournament this weekend here, we are hoping that, not hoping, but I really think that our players will be able to qualify for the second stop in Dominican Republic. From that, we are hoping to make the final 8 to travel to Qatar to take part in the World Championships in October. That's the under-18, and the under-21 will be in Mexico. So it's a great opportunity. Like 2 years ago, our girls qualified, our under-19 team qualified for China. And the strange thing about it is that we took the players to Trinidad and Tobago. They were very young, 16-year-olds, playing in the under-19 levels. We were trying to expose them to a high level of play. No expectation whatsoever. And it was like, let's see what you could do.
Yeah.
And as the tournament progressed, they were just killing everyone. So we made it to the finals and we won.
Fantastic.
Yes, so we qualified for China. And the previous year, we qualified for Thailand for the Under-21 World Championships. A matter of fact, 2 of the players who are playing here as their partners, Joanna Robinson and Anya De La Pena, they took part in the World Championships in Thailand 2 years ago. So we are seeing that sort of progression, and we are investing more in our young volleyball players. So you find that even if this is an under-21 tournament, we have a player who is 15 years old taking part. She's extremely talented. Her name is Luna Ebanks, really, really talented player. And we are trying to see if we could develop that sort of competitive nature from a very young age. Because for a very long time, we participated in events. But now we are trying to compete to win. That is the sort of individuals I'm trying to develop. When you step on the court, regardless of who is your opponent, you should never play the country. You play who is in front of you. Like people see USA and they think it's a big thing. But the
giant stepped on the court, right?
Yeah, we just need to compete. And you never know what could happen, especially when there are so many other variables that the other team has to also fight against. It's the wind, it's the sun, it's the sand. So those are the things that we are trying to develop in our youth players, and this is why we have invested more in our youth in these tournaments. So even at the senior stops, we send our younger players. So we're hoping to develop that sort of capacity that's 15 years from now, some of these players might still be playing because they're reaching their prime in beach volleyball.
Now, I think a lot of people look at volleyball as something extracurricular, intramural kind of thing that you do in school. But people can go pretty far if they're a good volleyball player. I mean, a friend of mine tells me that his grandson, who's been playing in high school volleyball, he has excelled so much in volleyball that he's getting scholarship offers from the likes of Harvard, on his volleyball skills to come and play volleyball for the university.
We have a young player that recently left Cayman Islands to go to high school. He's from Cayman, he's Caymanian, and he is so talented. He was recently voted the top defensive player libero in North Carolina, and now he's getting opportunities from Pepperdine and Harvard and all these
Maybe
schools.
we're talking about the same guy.
Yeah, probably you're talking about, we call his name and giving some love here, Jaden Verhoeven.
Yeah.
This is Jaden. Yeah, he's really, this kid, I mean, like, he's exceptional. He also played in a beach volleyball tournament. It's not his thing because you have to have that passion for it, but we have a lot of talented players, and Jaden Verhoeven is one of those guys. We have some other young guys too who are playing. Dylan Leaney, Stephen Watson, William Duty. Those guys are pretty talented, and you'll be amazed how quickly they became so good. I mean, like, I don't want to hear them have me saying this right away, but the thing about it is that they have put in the work. And when you put in the necessary work, you'll see reap the rewards. And they are reaping the rewards of playing at a high level and being exposed to high level of competition. So I'm looking forward to seeing them play at the Caribbean level to see where we are. Because right now, Cayman Islands is the highest ranked Caribbean team in the youth area, under 23 and under 21. So we should be doing pretty well in the first phase of the event, and I want to see how well they function against the under 23s, because again, most of them are 17, 18, 19 years old. Like, two of our players, like the team that will be taking part in this event here, they will also be traveling in August to Trinidad to take part in the Youth Olympic Qualifiers. So it's the Youth Olympic Qualifiers, it's under 18. So we have players here who will be also taking part in the Youth Olympic Qualifiers. Our goal is to also qualify for the Youth Olympics in Senegal, Dakar, in 2026. So we have a whole slate of international events.
Sounds like they have a busy schedule.
Yeah, they have. And this is why we are trying to manage, ensure that they are able to be true student athletes. Focus in their school, the academic part of it, while merging the playing and functioning effectively at a high level in this sporting arena also.
Have to pause again. We have to take a break, but we'll be right back with more volleyball talk.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Join us on June 25th at 5:30 p.m. for a special celebration at Georgetown Library's historic room as Celebrate Cayman launches the Seamen's Registry, honoring our seafaring heroes and their families. Discover historical displays, hear inspiring speakers, and explore interactive exhibits. Plus, be the first to check out the new Seafarers Registry website. And that's not all. We'll soon head to Cayman Brac for another exciting event. Mark your calendars for June 25th. Exhibitions and activities will run through July 5th. Let's celebrate our maritime legacy together.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Welcome back. On Talk Today, we're talking about volleyball. And there's going to be a lot of volleyball starting tomorrow down at the public beach.
Public beach, yes.
So what is happening tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is the first phase. So it's the Kosovo Under-21 and Under-18 qualifiers. So we're having teams from Aruba, Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Cayman Islands taking part in the Under-21 and Under-18 World Championship qualifying event. The top 3 teams per gender will qualify for the next phase. So we are urging the public to come out and see the Cayman teams. They are extremely talented. Again, in sport, you still have to play the game to see if you could win. You can't win on paper. You have to win on the court. So we expect them to play at a high level. So we're looking forward to that. And so it's free of charge for that first phase. People could come down the games normally start at 9 and finishes around 4. For that first day, and then what is happening is that we only know the schedule when the preliminary inquiry is held later today. So we'll know the actual schedule of how the games are played, but we will post it on the CIVF website as soon as we are able to. So I'm looking forward to this event because it's preparing us for the next level. And I think the kids are excited to represent Cayman Islands. And
who's going to be playing tomorrow?
Right, so the players, we have 2 teams taking part per gender. So we have the young players. Luna Ebanks is playing with Brianna Delapena. And Joanna Robinson is playing with Anya Delapena. You'll notice that we have 2 sisters there. They just couldn't play together. They're pretty talented, but they just couldn't play together. So we had to separate them and have them play with different partners. And the boys' side, the boys just came back from DR. They made it to the quarterfinals. So we have Stephen Watson and Dylan Leaney and William Duty. And actually, this is Dimitri's first beach volleyball event, Cardenas. He's pretty special too. So that first phase, we're looking forward to the Under-21 and Under-18 World Championship qualifiers. So tomorrow will be very exciting for the kids. I think they're eager to see where they are. Some of them have played this year before, so we're looking forward to those who haven't really participated in any events to expose their skills to the public. And
then you move into the NORCECA.
Yeah,
that what NORCECA gets started when the 20th?
On the Friday. So NORCECA is pretty is a bigger tournament in terms of its North Central American and Caribbean region. And the age group is pretty is a little older, and the kids are most of the kids that are taking part in the NORCECA events are most of them from the USA, Canada, Costa Rica. They are playing in universities in the US, so they're extremely talented group of players, and we always like to see where we are against these athletes, because I think you should be able to match your skills once you're training as a national athlete against the best players in the world. Why train, and why not want to compete against the best to see where you are? So
that's the only way you can really tell where you're at.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to it. Beach volleyball is a unique sport in the sense that the coaches are not allowed to interact with the players while they're playing. You sit on the side and you look at them. So
you can't do any coaching. You can't
do any coaching.
Shouting out any tips.
I take my chances and hope that the referees don't see me. But
well, you have to do the baseball thing, maybe.
Yeah, it gives some signs and stuff. Yeah, I think we have. We'll probably graduate to that level very soon. So we are actually looking this event on Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. There's a covered stand area that's people who want to stay away from the sun could pay like $5 and be under the covered stands. But most everybody try to be out looking at the games, because we have 3 courts, and the courts will be packed with activities at the same time. So you have your choice of looking at the games, which court you want to view your favorite team. Hopefully your favorite team will be the Cayman team. Yeah. So please come out and support the Cayman athletes, because I think that's one of the ways we always talk about supporting our youths. And I think one of the ways of showing it is really coming out and supporting them when they are competing at the international level. Verbalizing it is not only a way of saying, yes, we are supporting our youth. They want to see you there cheering for them, supporting them at these events.
Well, that creates the energy for the home team too, right? If you're playing on a home court, but if you don't have people cheering for you, you don't get that burning in you.
Yeah, I just last night, although I'm not a big ice hockey fan, I just saw my Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. So, and you saw the energy in the stands. That they were at home, and they always say that that's the next player, the crowd screaming for you and making noise and supporting you and giving you the energy when you're feeling down. So we are hoping that. And praying that you come out to look at these young athletes who are representing, and they are very, very proud to represent Cayman Islands.
So who are which Caymanians are going to be playing in the NORCECA?
Well, it's basically the same teams. Same teams, and we have added two other teams because we are the host and we are allowed to have a maximum of 3 teams. So we are making sure we field as much players as possible so we have just adding 2 other players to the male side and 2 players to the female side.
Now, have you brought in bleachers, the stands for people to sit in?
Yes, so we have some seating areas, some bleachers. Some of them are uncovered, which is cool because it's the sun and the beach and stuff like that. It's a more family atmosphere. And then we have the covered areas. The covered area is not very extensive, but it should assist for those people who do not like to be exposed to too much of the sun.
So I would think that the weekend is going to be when you get your big crowds. Starting time is still from 9 o'clock?
Yes, so we start at 9, and because you have 32 teams, right? It takes a long time for the
You got more than one game going at one time?
Yes, we have 3 courts, and more the games. The courts are totally saturated at the time with teams participating at all. As soon as the game is finished, the next game starts. So we have a lot of games to get through, especially Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday, the finals is usually an exciting time. The players play at a high level. Any finals in sports is a gold medal match. People looking forward to winning. You have the best teams competing against each other. Hopefully, like I personally have never looked at a NORCECA final, and simply because in the back of my mind, I am waiting for the Cayman team to make it to the finals, and that is the first finals I will look at. I look at the video of the finals, don't get me wrong, but I haven't physically gone to any of the finals because I want our Cayman players to make it to the final first. And I think we are there. We are getting there. We are trying to do this this progression where we are knocking off the low-lying fruits first, and then we are going for the bigger teams. Now we are qualifying for the quarterfinals, and the players are getting into that habit of winning, which we are trying to create. And then we'll, we have a 4-year plan where by 4 years we should have the best teams. So
these players that are playing this weekend, you'll have them to work with for a while, or will they probably be going back to school? Or?
One of the things, a lot of players, they leave to go to school, and as soon as they get back, during their breaks, they're on the beach training. So they don't even, I'm telling you, we have players in Cayman Islands playing beach volleyball that leave their flight from the UK, land in Cayman, and the next day they're in training. I'm amazed. I don't say
that's dedication.
Yeah, that's the type of dedicated athletes that we have. So, and then we have some of the local athletes that we are trying to push also.
Now, I know you had some help in putting this together, and you want to thank your sponsors.
Yes. Again, this is a big financial undertaking, so I would like to thank DART. DART is also always instrumental in helping us indoor and on the beach. Hampton Inn Security Center, Compass Media, Island Taste, also Premier Rides 345, Australian Gold, so you could get your sunblock to be out in the sun, Gatorade to keep you hydrated, Subway, Units, Progressive Distributors, and last but not least, Red Seal Sports.
All right, you can't do without the sponsors. They make things
we need
make
the dollars
happen,
for this
right?
event. Yes, we do.
So let's just recap. It starts tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Yes,
and then take us through.
So it starts tomorrow at 9. It finishes at 4, and every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday also, it starts at 9 and it finishes sometimes at 4 or probably a little later than 4 o'clock. The finals is Sunday.
All right, and we wish you all the best. We'll be cheering for the Cayman team to come out on top. Maybe you'll get to go to that finals.
Yeah. Yes, I went to one finals in Trinidad, and that's because our girls won. So I had to be there for the under 17 finals.
All right, check out the volleyball this weekend down at the public beach. Go and cheer for the Cayman side. Well, Dr. Theroulde, thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Good luck with the tournament.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's 1 o'clock. Let's see what's making news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Jevi Ebanks. The Department of Vehicle and Driver's Licensing wishes to advise the public that their breakers inspection pit will be closed today to facilitate a staff training. All other locations and departments will remain open. All locations of DVDL will resume business as usual tomorrow, Thursday, the 19th of June. In regional news, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will join a joint sitting of the St. Lucia Parliament on the 30th of June as a part of his official visit from the 28th to the 4th of July. Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hillier confirmed the address will be held at the Sandals Grande in Gros Islet, with additional official engagements and regional talks planned. In other regional news, in Guyana, opposition MP Amanza Walton Desir has resigned from both the People's National Congress reform and her seat in Parliament as the party prepares its list of candidates for Guyana's 1st of September elections. Reports suggest she may soon announce a new political movement. That's your latest headlines. I'm Jevi Ebanks.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Health Services Authority would like to thank you, the Cayman community, for voting us the Best of Cayman Islands 2024 in 13 medical categories. As the largest and longest healthcare provider in the Cayman Islands, we have been caring for you for many generations, helping the people of our islands live longer, healthier, and happier lives. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky or call 949-8600.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Although very similar to their Grand Cayman counterparts, organized religion in the Sister Islands was spearheaded by the work of Baptist ministers as opposed to Presbyterian missionaries who started the churches nearly 40 years after that in Grand Cayman. In May of 1885, Reverend J. H. Sobey, minister of the Second Baptist Church of Montego Bay, visited Cayman Brac at the invitation of the Brac seamen. During his visit, Reverend Sobey held the first service in a large house, and it was so overcrowded that the following day a tent had to be erected to have the service. In 1886, Reverend Sobey returned to Cayman Brac with Secretary of the Jamaica Baptist Missionary Society, Reverend E.J. Hewitt, in order to introduce Reverend H.W. Rutty as the Brac missionary worker. Congregations started at various settlements with the construction of 2 chapels in Stake Bay and the Creek. The progress would continue, and 6 months later, Reverend Rutty was ordained as a permanent missionary, and more congregations were formed in Westin, Sport Bay on the east end of the island, and South Harbour in Little Cayman. Reverend Rutty's son and grandson would go on to become Cayman Brac's collector and Chief Justice of the Peace.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back to Talk Today. We were talking about volleyball in the last segment there, and seems like a lot of sports are happening here in Cayman lately. You know, at one time there was a big move to develop sports tourism in Cayman. Maybe that's still alive and kicking. Was mentioned during the interview there. Help from the Department of Tourism and the volleyball tournament that is taking place. And then again in November, there's a basketball tournament with men's NCAA Division 1 teams set to play in the Cayman Islands Classic. And just last week, we hosted a big pickleball event. The Blackwater Team Cup brought 16 top international pros from the Association of Pickleball Players to Cayman. Pickleballers could bid to pair up with one of these international pro players and compete with them. And if you want to play, you got to pay, right? They had to bid to get paired up. The bidding started at $200. Started, mind you. Started, yeah. I bet there were some 4-figure bids out there. You know, when that competitive spirit kicks in, you know, sometimes you don't know when to stop bidding. But boy, lots of people love pickleball. They're out there in their numbers. if you've driven by the pickleball club, you can see how popular it is from the cars. It has a pretty big parking lot, but still people are having to park on the street. I mean, that guy, or guys, gals, whoever built that pickleball courts out there, they must have made the money back in like less than a year, because every time I go by there, there's a lot of people there. Everybody and their brother, their sister, their grandma playing pickleball. My daughter Chanda would, she wants to get me out there with them. But so far I haven't done it. I mean, she would probably take it easy on me. If I went and played with her, she would be easy with me if I played against her. But now if her son, if he played against me, he would be having me running from one side of the court to the next, trying to show me how good he is, give poor Papa a heart attack out there, trying to keep up with him. Maybe I'll get out there, though, join the crowd and pick a ball. So what's on your mind today? Give me a call, 1-800-534-8255. That's compliments of Flow, 949-6990, or WhatsApp, 925-3261. I think we have someone on the line already. So let's check in with the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Oh, you didn't have to say it like that. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Good. Pretty good. Thankful. Mr. Glidden, this new road that you have here in Newland School and that they was using temporary for agriculture entrance.
Mm-hmm.
They got that all barricaded off. When you drive 1.7 miles that road, you get up there, you can't exit left or right. So I just tested it a couple of weeks ago. I went down for a drive, and it was 1.7 miles driven from the top of the road down to the end of it. They got a barricade, And I was coming from that area just on Saturday, sometime Saturday. And there's a dirt road that's made there that they can come out onto the main road to turn left or right when the NRA or whoever has it already blocked off, but yet there's a dirt road that people is using, and I saw someone coming out of there, You know what I can't understand. I don't know if we'll ever get any better to the fact that everything that we do to try to make this a better island and a more comfortable island for everybody, there's always someone out there that got a smarter idea than whoever is fixing the project or getting ready to build the building.
They want to make their own road.
They want to make their own road, and it just tears me up to see how people can just, in other words, do have no interest in our road laws and to abide by them to keep everybody safe as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Things will happen, but some things doesn't really have to happen because of the stupidness that they are doing on our roads. You understand? And you mentioned just now about parking. Apparently, we got all these businesses going on in the island, and when they make their businesses, they don't think about parking. Not true?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they don't have enough space. I mean, I think if you're
space.
building something, planning demands that there's so many parking spaces. If you're developing something.
Yes, but when the business grows, then comes more cars.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I mentioned out by the pickleball courts, I mean, they've got a pretty good big parking lot. But it's just that so many people are going there at one time that it spills over onto the roads.
Yes, it does. And that is Cayman. That's Cayman style. Anything that is new to this island, practically everybody's breaking their neck to get there. And after a while, they don't even bother. They just cross it like it don't even exist. And that's a Cayman style. It's just like building an apartment and someone is living in another apartment and they say, oh, this new apartment coming up, I'm going to go investigate that and I'm going to rent that. And I believe that a lot of people is jumping from apartment to apartment because we got so many new ones on island and people is mashing up people's apartment, moving out overnight and moving into these other brand new apartments. And then when the new ones built again, they go in, they're just traveling. And in the rental here, like it has no protection. And if it has any protection, I don't hear of any protection because of the way that people treat people's property. You want to go there and pay thousands of dollars a month. You are practically an owner at that present time on a monthly basis. So why not take care of it as if it's your own?
Well, it's where you live, too. I mean, you live in the apartment. Why are you going to trash it?
Why are you going to trash it? Do you know why? Because they don't care. They say they're paying their rent, and they can treat it any way they want to treat it. And I just want to say to Cayman today, anybody who's renting here in the island, they need to check their property at least every other 3 months and take pictures to see what is happening in their apartments or their homes or whatever they may be renting. Because people go in there and they trash your place, and then they expect to get their deposit back when they're about to leave and all that kind of garbage. It can't work. And I don't know if there's any law for these renters to go and sue these people for mashing up their place. And I told somebody just the other day, they need to start collecting a double deposit. Just as one deposit cannot rebuild these places when these guys go in there and tear them up to their liking. They tear them up in vexation, jealousy, anger, everything that can come across them. They just pick it out on the individual property, and that is not fair. But I want to say to you, you mentioned planning a few minutes ago. Mr. Glidden, do you know if planning board and immigration board works together? And why I asked that question, right? To the fact that we got a lot of buildings going on in the island, a lot of investors on the island, and they are building. And do immigration know, or does the planning department know that do they have sufficient people to put in these places and sufficient work permits and proper resident?
You mean to actually build them? To build it?
No, to work together. Planning, we should be working with immigration to know the status of the population of work permit holders, and planning should be able to relate to immigration, and immigration should be relating to planning. I don't know if I make any sense to you.
I've never heard of that happening because it's two different areas.
It is two different areas. I agree with you, but the fact of the matter is, planning just goes and approve all of these buildings to be built, and immigration goes and give out as much work permits that they can give out. So what I'm saying, do they collaborate together? They should be working together to know exactly what we need on this island when it comes to building what they are building today. Because I don't think.
Let me see if I understand what you're saying here. That planning should not approve, say, an apartment.
No. I am saying, sir, that planning and immigration should be working together to find out how the island is being put together. I'm probably using the wrong word. Put together when it comes to the work permits and the building that we got going on right now. We are overbuilt on this island. Do we have the amount of people to put in every one of these apartments and condos that they are building on this island? Are they working together? They should be working together, planning and immigration. My opinion, they should be working together to make Cayman a better place, a more comfortable place, and you will know exactly who is working, where the Cayman will get a job, and so forth. I think planning is the one who destroyed this island with all these highfalutin white-collar investors, and immigration is being threatened by the majority of them when their work permit is turned down. They then say, well, you don't pass my work permit, I can tell you, I go into the higher man, and that is what do Cayman right now. We got too many higher men. They're going to look at these white collars and approve them when our board is trying not to make certain things happen in this island. I don't know if I made any sense to you, but I hope someone can call and say, well, she's trying to say this and she's trying to say that. I am not saying that planning should stop and the building from going on. They need to monitor what they are building. Immigration need to monitor their population of work permit holders. They're coming here to work and to live amongst us. I don't know if that makes any sense to you.
Well, tell me, let me ask you this. What is it that planning should find out from immigration before they approve it? I just said it. We got investors who's coming here billing, and planning is just passing everything that is possible. Where is the people coming from? What is the population? Well, I think they look at it, well, you want to take a risk of building an apartment building and renting it. Well, where the people are coming from is not their concern. I'm sure that's how they look at it.
I think that is a very stupid way to look at it. They need to work together to try to minimize the building on this island and the population on this island, because we got too much cheap labor coming in here. We got too many white collars coming here, billing left, right, and center, the investors, and leaving the little small man out. So I really, truly believe that they need to work together to help with this island, what's happening right now. I don't know if I'm making any sense to you, but I know what I'm trying to say to you, but apparently it's probably not coming across the way that you may want it. In other words, you know, I'm just a little small girl in the country.
Well, I'm not sure what it is that they would coordinate together.
You'd be surprised. They can coordinate a lot together, sir.
No, I mean, is immigration going to say, well, we're not going to issue these work permits to build this apartment building? Or is planning saying, do we have enough people here to actually occupy these apartments that you're building? I don't know what the information is that would be exchanged between the two agencies.
You'll be surprised, sir, to know what they could.
I'm sure each one has a lot of information, but what is it that they will coordinate together?
You'll be surprised to know what they can coordinate and what they can gain from it for this island. Because as you sit in that chair right now, I know that you see how destroyed West Bay is and the rest of this island. But I'm just saying that immigration and the planning department needs to work together. And I'm quite sure they know what to do to work together. I am going to leave it at that, because if someone smarter than me and you going to come up with something better than what I'm saying, that it will mix in with our conversation. How about that?
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
But thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Always nice to hear from you. Well, that was an interesting one. I'm still not clear what the information is that would be exchanged between immigration and planning, but we'll have to get back to that some other time. And a lot of people look around and say, "Wow, we are overbuilt." Sometimes it is shocking. You're used to seeing a certain view, and suddenly there's a multi-story building blocking that view, and it kind of jolts you. And she mentioned West Bay. I think she said destroyed or something. I don't know if it's destroyed, but certainly some big complexes and big buildings going up down in West Bay. So I drive down to West Bay, and it's like, not in certain areas. It's like, am I in the right place? Because you're just not used to seeing those multi-story buildings down in West Bay. But that's progress. Everything can't be built in town or along the beach. So things are spreading out, and those who have vision of Cayman in the future, those especially the people with money. I was telling someone earlier this morning that I was being told by someone who keeps their ear close to the ground as far as what future development would be in Cayman, that those with the money and able to see in the future. They're seeing Cayman as a future Hong Kong of the Caribbean, And if you know about Hong Kong, every little square inch is prime real estate, basically. So is that good or is it bad? I guess it depends on your outlook on life and the environment that we want to live in. Looking around in the news, I see the People's Progressive Movement Party has some troubles on their hands there. Something else to worry about now instead of why they couldn't put a coalition together. The elections office is saying the PPM spent too much money on their campaign. According to a report from the elections office, the PPM party spent almost $700,000 on this election campaign, nearly $220,000 more than legally allowed. And they gave some explanation of that there were candidates that joined the party late into the campaign and more had to be spent, and they didn't keep up with the spending. But, my question here would be, like, PPM is the established party. They're the pros here, the veterans. You would think that with their experience, they would be keeping a tab on where they were in their spending. So, how did they let that go over? But this may not just be the end of it. Apparently a further report is being handed to the police, and we'll just have to follow that story and see how it develops. But I know the leader of PPM, Joy Hugh, made a valid point that spending in 2025 is not what it was 10 years ago as far as the expenses you face in mounting a general election campaign. And I think the supervisor of elections also alluded to the fact that they need to modernize the limitations because, not only are the cost, the prices that you face when you mount a campaign for a general election in Cayman now a lot more expensive than what it was 10 years ago. The whole manner of campaigning has, been stepped up. You see those big stages that they had, all those lights, the projections that they had on the stage. That costs money. And I'm sure when it's a campaign season, the people renting those things, they're probably not giving any discounts either. They're probably going for the prime dollar there. So they would get the best money they can for renting all that equipment, the sound equipment. If you were having a rally in some big field, you need good sound equipment. So that's not cheap, and it certainly costs more than what it did 10 years ago. So it probably is time to revisit the limitations on spending. It's how much do you put it up? I don't know, but probably should be viewed and reviewed rather, and stepped up and increased. Interestingly enough, there were some candidates that did not file their returns, and those are candidates that didn't actually win a seat. And apparently, how the law is, if you did not win a seat, there's no penalty for not filing. If there's consequences if you won and you didn't file. I think it's something like you're not to take your seat in the House or debate anything, or if you do, there's what, $500 a day, or I think it was. But if you lose, you don't have to say anything. You don't have any consequences. So I guess that's how that they looked at it. Well, I didn't win. Why do I have to bother with actually filing something if there's no consequence for it? So maybe that's something that we need to look at also. So what do you think about that? What do you think about the money that people are allowed to put into a campaign? And there's another little aspect to that. The money that actually counts, that you have to account for, is the money that you spent during the declared campaign period, the official election campaign period. If you know an election is coming up, you can start spending ahead of time. And you can spend millions of dollars outside of that actual official campaign period, and it doesn't count. Is that correct? Or should we take a look and include everything? I don't see the difference really. If it's going toward campaigning, then it should be counted the same as during the official campaign period. It's all going toward the same thing, right? To try and get a seat in Parliament. So, the advantage there is to those who can raise a lot of money and spend it, prepay for those stages, all those lights and those PA systems and all those flyers and advertising. Pay for your advertising ahead of time, before the official period starts. Then you don't have to account for it. But it's the same effect as if you spend the money that you raised or the money that you spent when the official period has been declared. So maybe that's something you want to talk about. We're going to have to take a break, but we'll be right back with more talk today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Looking to transform your space? From custom homes to commercial spaces, we bring your vision to life with precision, quality, and elegance. At Mike's Builders, we make it happen.
Mike's Builders turned my dream home into a reality. Their team is professional, efficient, and truly the best in the business. Good communication? Check. Cleanliness? Check. Professionalism? On point. You have to try Mike's Builders for yourself.
Call us today at 923-0706. That's 923-0706. Mike's Builders. Let's build a beautiful world together.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients.